Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for getting on the call today. I'm Vincent Meza with Listings to Leads, and this is kind of our second time to discuss listings to leads and how it works for real estate agents. You may have been there. We may have met when I was down at one of your meetings just a few months ago when we rolled this out. But it sounds like we need to have a refresher so you can sort of see what's going on. Um, we have been adding some new tools. So part of the reason of having this call is to show you some of the latest technology that we've just added that you may not have seen. But before I get into that, I want to kind of show you what's going on with listings to leads right now with our clients to sort of give you an idea of how you can leverage our platform as well. We definitely lean on social media. We see a lot happening there. Our clients get a lot of return from taking advantage of our tools there. But then there's just some old-fashioned stuff that's normal, real estate business that you got to sort of take advantage of as well. And so here we've got Brent, who actually said, he's taking, he's just approaching FSBOs, and just saying, hey, can I, bring buyers for you? Can we help you market your home? He's only asking for 3%. And that's exactly, and people are, with FSBOs are saying, yes, we love to see that happen. And so that is just a very simple thing. I will get into the tools right now, but it's very easy to take a picture of a home, put it inside, and just automatically create a bunch of tools that are just very powerful that you could present to somebody who has a FSBO. Also in the mastermind group is another kind of old-fashioned piece. This is actually written in July, but it's from one of our clients who's refined this process. But this is a really important kind of post, and he was gracious enough to share this with us. This letter here is, we call it a print flyer for nearby homeowners. It's not very fancy, but it works for our clients all around the country. So I definitely want you to know where you can find that. But what he's done with it is he's taken it and put it in a very nice envelope. You can see there's white envelopes here, there's black ones here, and it's pretty basic what he is trying to do. Our letter can capture both buyer leads and home value leads, seller leads, right? So he wants to get this in front of as many people as he can. So he puts it in a high quality envelope to make sure that people will open it. If you see he also puts in his testimonials, and that helps. And I think he also put in a little calendar to just show you that he's a real person. So, we get mail all the time and we get junk mail all the time. This kind of separates himself from that. The nice thing about that extra work is, he mailed this with a posting kind of post service for $625 to 250 homes. But with that got, in 4 months, actually he listed 6 properties. I know because we spoke to him about it. He actually got 10 listings from one mailer like this. He is obviously doing this over and over again. Every time he sells a home in a neighborhood, this is how he is going out to get more business, by leveraging that. I'm going to show you where that letter is, and you can make use of it as you wish. But then here is just something that's kind of the everyday stuff, which I think people are coming to us all the time for. And Anastasia just a couple days ago said, I just ran a just listed ad and received 51 leads within 3 days, spent $40. That's great. I mean, that's what we want we want to see that happening all the time. Here's a lady who, put some money down, put $100, and just has 100 buyer leads, right? And what's great is they actually show you, this is what my tool looks like. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. And that's what's awesome about our mastermind group. So the first thing I want you to know is, if you're on Facebook, join our mastermind group. And the easiest way to do that is, you see my name here. It's Vincent Meza and I'm the VP of sales at Listings to Leads. Just go to Facebook and connect with me. Just add me as a friend. And then once I accept you, just say, hey, I want to be in the mastermind group, because every day people are putting questions, but they're also putting the success stories. They're actually showing what they've actually done with our tools to get leads and to grow their business. So this mastermind group is a secret group for our clients only. I think it's one of the strongest resources we have. So I really encourage you to get in here and see what's going on. So with that, let's get into what we're doing. What's kind of the latest stuff? And the latest stuff is actually related to auto posting. And right here, we can look at it. What we have done in the past couple months is turned on what we call social media auto posting. And that means that we are posting to your Facebook pages, your business pages only, your community pages as well if you want, to your Twitter account, and to your LinkedIn account. Now, Facebook, I think you're all familiar with what Facebook is. You probably heard that people are getting business from it. But you know, just so you're aware, we only put it on business pages for you. You can obviously share that to your personal page if you want. Twitter, you may not have a Twitter account, but I recommend you get one, because I'm going to show you in a minute that we put hashtags in and we put lead capture in. So the hashtags get broader reach for you. And that's the whole point of it. Also LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn, people continually connect with us because we're in the same field, or we've done some sort of business together. But that is a social media platform for professionals, and those are great people to sort of be talking about real estate. This, what we're looking at right here, is an automated post that goes to you, in this case it's to me, telling me that my listing has been auto posted to my social media accounts. And if I want to look at that, I can actually click on the icons in the email and see what it looks like. So let's look at that together. Give it a second. So it only goes to our business page, and that's how you would want it. Actually, Facebook frowns on you putting business on your personal page, but I just kind of want you to see what we're doing here, right? We're saying that it's an open house. It's in Haiku, which is a town in Hawaii. If you're using our tech service, we're going to auto embed it. If you're not, we're not going to embed it. But we're putting the basic stats up there, the basic information, and then a number of hashtags, your name, the status, the town, real estate, things like this. And we do this automatically. Now, that looks nice and that's cool, but that's actually not that cool. What we are really excited about is behind it, if you click on this ad, is our landing page, right? And our landing page is designed to capture leads for you. And you can see here, I can fill in my name and email, and I'm going to get a lead from that. So if we go back to the email that we got, let's see if I can pull that up again. We can also go through and see what it looks like on Twitter, right? And on Twitter, it looks pretty much the same. You can have more hashtags on there. But I just kind of want to repeat that even if you don't have friends on Twitter, hashtags really open up and make it just, reachable, right? Because real estate and the city, I'm clicking on it right now, it's actually going to open up our page. Real estate, hashtag realtors, all of these things are going to have the ability for more people to see it. And of course, we're driving them right back to our page. Earlier, I was just on the phone with another agent, and we were talking, and we put this out. She just wanted to make a change, that there was a price reduction. And I said, well, put it in there, and bam, it goes right up. There's a picture of it. You can click on it. And here we're looking at, her listing landing page, and it's got the lead capture that she wants, right? So that's really the nature of what we're doing with auto posting. So I want to dive into that section first, all right? And in that, let me see if I can get to my account. You'll need to get to your profile. So you'll need your ID and password, and I'll go over here to the front. You need to log in up here where it says My Account. You don't want to create a trial on the left, just log in. I'm sure Richard or Beth can help you if you don't have your ID to log in. But right here, once you're here, We do have live training classes twice a week, every week. I definitely recommend you join us for those. But here's your profile. This is what we want to concentrate on right now. On the profile page are some really important things. And one of them, the thing I've just been discussing, is auto posting. So I would hope that all of you are going to set this up. And how you do it is you check all of these boxes and you click save. Once you do that, you can click on Facebook. And when you click on Facebook, it's going to look, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect. You can see I'm already connected here. So I'm going to disconnect so we have a fresh look. This is what it's going to look like when you log in, all right? It's going to say number one, step one, connect to Facebook. Step two, select your business pages to post to. And step three, copy this and put it in here. So how does this work? There's a blue button that says click to connect to Facebook. Click it and it will open up a page on Facebook and it will say, give it a second, continue as Vincent. That's basically going to say your name. And don't worry, that is totally what you want it to say. Just click yes and click OK again, allowing us to do auto posting. What we're going to do next is select where we want the auto posting to go. And the auto posting, let's give it a second. Great, looks like we're kind of stuck here. The auto posting, the next step is, give me a second here, guys. It looks a little slow. Sorry about that. So of course Facebook is slowing down, so I can't show you this. I'm going to click over to Twitter and hopefully that'll do its thing while we're waiting. So it's the same sort of process. Click connect to Twitter and then copy this information and put it here. What I do want to point out is these hashtags are things that get auto posted to every one of your posts. So every time you change status, if you go from just listed to open house, if you go from open house to under contract, if you go into price reduced or just sold, every time that status, that city, this information will be changed. So you're going to notice that I've got something here that I added myself that says luxury living in Lafayette. And I do that because that is the brand that I am trying to promote in Lafayette. And you probably have a brand, maybe it's you, although we are putting your name, but maybe you've got some other sort of brand that you want to see out on social media as often as possible. Maybe it's Realty Executives Santa Clarita. I'm not sure, but that's what I would recommend, that you add that in that section. So let's go back to Facebook and see if it's going to work for me. Yeah, so now that we're connected as Vincent Mason, now we can click on this box where it says choose pages and it shows me all the pages I can post to. You might have multiple ones. I'm just going to put it on our business page, but notice this box is empty. I want to copy what's here by clicking this green button and then pasting that information here. And remember how I was saying earlier, I really want to promote luxury living in Lafayette. So if I add it here, it's going to add on every post that goes out. Another thing that's very important for your office and your MLS is the DRE number. So you, whenever you're putting anything on the internet, you need to make sure you've got your DRE number. I would add that right here with DRE number, pound, whatever that number is. That way, every time this goes out, it's going to be representing you the way that you should be. And then you just click save, right? And you're done. So the nice thing about that is it takes a lot of the work away for you. What I will tell you is this: if you're auto posting to Facebook and you want to use, let's just go back and look at that again. If you want to use Facebook advertising, and it is a very powerful thing to do, that's what our clients are doing on a daily basis. A very great tool to use is the auto post that we're creating. All right. So in this case, let's wait for it to populate again. This has the relevant information that I want to have out there. Also, if I click this or anywhere in here, it's going to open up a landing page to help me capture the lead, right? So this is something where you could just boost. And by boosting, you can say, I want everybody over 30 years old who lives within 20 miles of Santa Clarita to see this. And that's a really simple but effective way of getting information out to in front of people that can capture leads for you. Now, I want to also recommend and talk about something here. You notice that we've got these little emojis, right? Some houses, a little family, a little heart. This might sound kind of silly to you, but emojis on social media advertising of any sort actually slow people's eyes down and you get more clicks. I kind of resisted talking about this for quite a while, but we see it over and over. I've got feedback in our mastermind group that time and time again is telling us the more we use emojis, the more people will stop and click and we can capture that lead. Now, I'm going to show you what I use. I'm right now on Google Chrome, and I have little tabs and things that I'm using. But if you go to the web store, which is somewhere underneath here, you will, if you type an emoji, you'll find something like this that is called Emoji One, and you can see that you can copy emojis like dollar signs, like a home, like a happy face with dollar signs, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And you just copy it and put it in there. So when you're setting up your profile, you might want to add some homes. Like right here, I've got a home there. I'm going to click on my little app here and pull it up again. All I have to do is click here. Oh, not there. Let me get rid of that. I'm going to click on this home. It's copied it. Now I can just add a couple of more by just pasting them in. And it's kind of silly, but it's basically human nature. We're all looking at so much information all the time on the internet and everywhere else that what is going to slow us down to stop and look at your ad? And oddly enough, emojis is one of those things. So I definitely recommend that you use that and that you look at that. And if you need any help with this, let's go over to my homepage. Now I have it set up so I think it's turned off, but usually on the home page there is a little flag up here at the top right which gives you instructions. Yeah, it's right here with that little red sign. Those are the step-by-step instructions covering how you can set that up just the way we did. Before we leave this page, before we leave the profile, I do want to point out a couple of other things. Your listings do come in automatically. You already know that, I hope. We are auto-generating a number of tools for you. We send them to you. But turning on the auto posting just saves you a whole heck of a lot of time with lead capture behind it. Back on the profile page, though, there's something here that a lot of people don't know about, and it is in the preference section. And it says, show Zillow reviews. Now, I don't know how many of you have reviews on Zillow, but I'm pretty sure some of you do. If you check this box, it's going to generate, well, we're going to auto sweep your Zillow reviews into a number of our tools, and we're also going to create one tool that will help you capture leads with your reviews. So definitely check that box there. Another important deal down here is the property valuation source. If you're using our home value landing pages, which you should by all means be using our home value landing pages, you should be either using the onboard infometrics data source or the Zillow one. It's your choice. Check the radio button and save it. I recommend that you test that to see where, which one is more accurate. Now, the last thing on this page, which I think is really useful, is the lead gen signature. This can be copied for email by clicking this button or copied for a blog here. But the nice thing about this is that it has your favorite lead gen links, and I'm going to describe what those are in just a minute. But also there's a red bar here to get your free home value, and here I have another one, what is your home worth? And these links are actually clickable inside of your email. So I'm pretty sure you guys are sending emails probably every day, right? Now this email can actually generate some business for you. And so the way that you get that in is you copy this and then you go to your email platform and you embed it in there. Notice we also have your reviews right here. And I had mentioned just on the preferences that we create a tool to market, to help you market your reviews, but also to capture leads. So you'll notice here, I've got all my favorite lead gen links that can, sort of capture leads for me. I got a form to get a home value here. I have all of my properties here, whether I borrowed them or whether they're my own. And if you click on any of them, it pulls up a single property website. And if you hang out on this page for, I don't know, whatever you set, but for me, I think it's 5 seconds, it will auto-populate a page here that'll help you capture a lead. And again, that sort of gets into what we're doing with listings to leads. Yes, we know you're going to send an email. It might as well capture some leads for you and help you grow your business. But what should you do with this if you've got Zillow reviews? And let me show you. Copy this hyperlink every time you get a review and go to Facebook with it. And when you go to Facebook, tag your client. So this is how you tag a client. Ideally, well, I recommend you become friends with your client on Facebook right when you get a listing agreement signed. So I'm going to tag Scott. Let's see what happens here. Now everything is running kind of slowly here, I think because I've got a storm and probably things are going on here. But normally that would be highlighted in gray and I could actually tag him as my friend. And you would want to write something like, hey, thanks for the great review. But notice that there's this really cool picture here. And when I share this on that page, not only do my friends see this, but all of Scott's friends are going to see this. And if you're wondering who you're going to get referrals from Scott, it's going to be his friends and his colleagues and the people he's communicating with. And he's probably communicating with a fair amount of those people, family members, etc., on Facebook. So now if they're remotely interested because they're thinking about real estate and they click on this, what happens? It opens up the page I was just showing you. And this page is designed to capture leads for you. All right. So there's one thing that we've seen a few times so far, and I've been kind of talking about them very quickly, and that is lead gen links. So they're on the side of your signature. They're on the side of your Zillow reviews. They also show up on every listing. So you want to make sure you know how to control these. So I want to dive into that next. So let's get out of here and let's go over to listings to leads. It looks like I'm lost. Let me close a couple things here. Sorry for the delay, guys. We're getting a really crazy storm. I think it's really slowing things down. So I had showed you that you have a lead gen signature. It's got your lead links. Ideally, you embed that into your email. There's also all kinds of tools where these show up. So you should really know how to sort of take advantage of these. And the way you do that is you click on lead links. Now, you can create lead links very simply by typing in the name of the link in the first box and then putting a website of where you want it to go in here. So I'm going to just copy this link just to save us time. And I'm going to call it Valencia, right? That's over by you. Valencia homes for sale. And if I check this box right here next to it, this is going to become a default link. And that means a link that will show up on all of my tools, all right? Show up on all of my listings, but it'll also show up on my home valuation page. So not home valuation, on my reviews page. So notice, my first link here is Austin, Lafayette, search all homes, Lafayette homes under 500K. And I'm going to refresh this and it should show that I've now got a Valencia link, right? So this, when you click on it, can point right over to your website. Now this isn't your website, but I was just putting it there so you can sort of understand that. People definitely click on these. We actually, on average, 20% of the people that look at our tools click on these links. If a client, meaning an agent like you, puts these price points like Santa Clarita homes under 500K, Santa Clarita homes from 5 to 700, and then Santa Clarita homes from 7 and above. I've seen many offices get a 50% click-through rate. That means half of the people that see our tools are clicking to get off of the tool and get into your website. And that's pretty powerful stuff. So in order to create that, in order to manage that, you can just go right here, and you can also kind of edit the ones down. Notice I've got one here that says Austin home values. Let's see if I got Austin. I don't have Austin there. So I do have Bel Air. I'm going to just kind of work with this idea again. I'm going to say, I want to show you a way to automate this. And I'm going to say Bel Air homes for sale. But in this way, I'm not going to check that box because maybe I don't sell all my homes. It's rare that I work in Bel Air, right? Maybe it's really a town 30 miles away. I'm rarely over there, but I definitely want, to take advantage of it. If I put this little selection here for Bel Air, what this does is this tells listings to leads. It tells the platform that the next time you get a listing in Bel Air, automatically give it that link. Okay, automatically give it a link that says Bel Air homes for sale, and at that point him to my website. And that just creates a little bit of automation just to make it easier for you so you don't have to manage every listing at the same point. But your core links are right here, right? And so if you want to change, the order of them, you can click on it and drag it up and down, and that will change the order of them. And then that will be reflected out on your tools, just like that. So that's a nice thing to take advantage of. But let's get into what you need to do with your listings now, because that's a little bit of the setup, right? And the setup is if you got Zillow reviews, I definitely recommend that you check that box so that you can leverage those in places where people are. The other thing is set up the profile to have auto posting for you, because then we're just getting things out automatically. But at that point, now you got to start looking at your listings, and they're all sitting right here. Now, I'm going to kind of do what I would recommend. Here I've got a property, and it's I want to set up an open house. This is one of the first things you should be doing. When I click edit, click on open house, and just set the date, right? I'm going to say it's this Saturday from 1 to 4, and I'm going to click save. And that's just going to generate a bunch of tools. It's also going to auto post that to my social media for me, right? But it's also going to give me a stack of tools. And what I'm going to do right now is actually jump over to our mastermind group while that finishes baking. And I want to talk about this guy, Dustin Fox. So I do recommend that you get in our group and that you look for Dustin Fox, because that's what he wrote in July. And that's gotten, you can read the comments. The comments have been coming from around the country from realtors for 6 or 7 months now, since July. So he also came in to kind of give an update on what he's doing. And I really would recommend that you look at this. To me, it's a little bit, not techie, but it's definitely advanced. But I think some of you are going to really like what he's got to say here. Let's see here. No. Give me a second. Boy, things are really slow here. Sorry, guys. Dustin. Is this for the reviews? Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I was just looking at it just a minute ago. Sorry, guys. Let me find this. Well, I'll show you this and I'll quit wasting our time. He's just saying, thanks for the huge impact on his business. If you work consistently, most of the tasks from coming soon to just sold, results will follow. Dustin comes in here quite a lot, and he's actually just showing, this is what I'm doing. And it actually shows you the video. So I want to show you what he is doing. And in this video, he's showing you from his phone, because this stuff is mobile optimized. You can work in our platform directly from your phone. So what is it that we want to do now that we've got, an open house set? Once we click on tasks, the first thing we should do is click on the first green button. And right here, it's the 16th at 1:31 p.m. we posted, or Listings to Leads posted, this listing up to my social media. So I can click on it and look at it right there. Before, you would have had to open that up and share it, right? But now we're doing it for you automatically, and let's look at it real quick. And as I had shown you before, it's going to have a picture, and if you click on that picture, it's going to have a landing page that's designed to capture leads for you, right? So if anybody sees that, because it's tagged with open house and real estate and Santa Clarita, they're going to see this landing page pop up, and this landing page is going to say, hey, there's an open house this weekend, and if you want more information, fill out that form. Okay. So that's kind of the first step, but thank goodness we've automated it for you if you set it up on your auto posting on your profile. The other thing, which is super powerful, that I recommend you use, is social media for your seller. Now, we email this to you, and I think a lot of agents don't have any idea what in the world this is. So at the bottom of this email are a couple of red lines. Copy what is between the red lines and go to your social media. In this case, I would say go to Facebook. And definitely this works better on Facebook than anywhere else, because again, if the internet was working for me, you could tag your client on it. Oh, forgive me. I'm actually mixed up on what I'm saying there. Let's see here. You don't need to tag your client, because this tool you're meant to give to your client. And you forward it, edit it, give them a quick phone call. Let me try that again so we can see that. Oh, there we go. It's fetching the preview. This basically is saying we're having an open house. Talks about you, the realtor, is doing a lot of work and marketing for us. We expect a great turnout. Please share this if you think people might need to know. And so it's designed to be given either to you or to the homeowner automatically. You can set that up in your account. But in this case, it's Vincent Meza talking about Vincent Meza, which doesn't make a ton of sense, right? What it should be is your client talking about you holding an open house. And that's part of why we do this, because we want your client's friends and family to know that you're their realtor. And we're saying it right here. We say it multiple times. If you use our tools at Just Listed, at Open House, at Pending, or Just Sold, every time we are talking about you, and every time they click on it, there is some tool there to capture a lead for you. So we know our clients like to generate leads, and we create as many tools as we can to help you get those leads. But we also we know that our clients love referrals. So I know, you might want to leave some fancy cutlery behind or some business cards, but what about just getting your name in front of their friends and family and colleagues on Facebook a half a dozen times? That's also going to help you with branding yourself and getting referrals. So that's step 2 that you should be taking care of, which is send that tool to your client, call them with a courtesy call for 5 seconds and say, hey, I just sent you something. Could you copy that and put that on your Facebook wall? And clients love it. Homeowners love it, because they know that you're working throughout the process. Every few days you send them a new tool. It's like, hey, we're doing this. Could you share that? It works out really well. The other thing that you should be doing, and you only need to do this one time, is get our branded virtual tour and put it, in this way, it's called the Lead Gen Virtual Tour. get it on your listings as they appear on Zillow and Trulia. Now, I don't have the ability or login codes to log into Zillow and Trulia. But if I was a realtor and my listings are there, I can log in. I can create a profile and I can log in and I can edit my listing. And there's a spot for a virtual tour. Now, this virtual tour is automatically created by us panning and zooming the photograph, the photos that come in from the MLS. And that's great, right? So if you put this inside your listings on Zillow and Trulia, if they have any real interest in this home, they will look at a virtual tour long before they're going to ask an agent a question about it. And as you can see, when you're looking at the virtual tour, it's going to ask them to register. And that's great because you can actually capture leads from that. Worth noting, if your lead is captured on Zillow by their page, they might send you the inquiry, but they're most likely going to send that to you and 3 other real estate agents. If we capture a lead on our platform, it goes to only you. So I really recommend you copy this hyperlink for the branded virtual tour. Notice it's got my favorite lead generation links for homes in Haiku. And then put that on your listing on Zillow and Trulia. It takes just a couple seconds. You only need to do that once because when your property changes status, we just update it. You don't have to go through and mess with that anymore. The other thing, here's an e-flyer for your database if you're using any kind of database. But probably the number one tool that people are excited about right now, I had showed you just a bit ago, is this letter that is designed for nearby homeowners. And if you're holding an open house, there are neighbors who are interested in that open house. So here's just an invitation. And if they want information, they can type in that web address. If they want their home value, they can click on this web address here and get it there. And then, of course, there's your contact information and your logo will be over here. This letter, as I mentioned earlier, was being used by Dustin in our mastermind group. And our clients were basically, you should definitely look at that post. Our clients are looking at it and they're saying how they are using it. And one thing, I'll just give you a couple of updates. Some of our clients do not put this in an envelope. They just print these. For instance, you might be the showing agent. It may not be your listing, right? But you'd still like to get business out of it. That's partly why you're sitting on that open house. So they'll just print out 20, 50, 100 copies of this and just go do door knocking and leave this behind. It gets a huge response from that simple activity. The other thing, and I think I can't find Dustin's post, and this is just an aside. You know that when I showed it to you originally, that Dustin was putting them in black envelopes, right? So he's taking that letter that's available in every one of your accounts, and he's putting it in a black envelope. Let's see if I can find it again. I think we're doing a search here. And he's mailing it. And the only thing I'm going to show you, and it might sound kind of, I don't know, useless, but it just makes complete sense what he's saying. So in that original post that I was showing you earlier, see if I can find what the heck I'm looking for here. He has taken not only that step of he's going to get, black envelopes. You should read, there's 76 comments, and what's awesome is that he actually later on in the comment section says, hey, I've taken it one step further. And he's actually taken it 2 steps further. So I'm going to tell you both because they're both really important. He went and bought himself this really cool silver Sharpie pen. You know what a Sharpie pen is, right? It's like indelible black ink and stuff like that. But this one, when you paint it on black, it's like silver sparkle glitter pen. And the point of that is he sees how powerful this letter is. So the key for him is, can I get more people to open it? And by simply just putting in there something that's handwritten, people are opening it. So with a black envelope and a silver glitter Sharpie pen, he is getting more people opening it. I recommend, one, that you look at what Dustin is doing. And two, small update. Yeah, this is it right here. January 3rd. And again, if you want to see this, Richard, I'm going to tag you in this. Because one, I'd like all of your agents to be seeing this. Is Richard still in here? Let's see here. Maybe Richard jumped out of the group. So I can't tag you, Richard. Let's see. Maybe I can tag Beth. Yes. This here.
Yeah, I should still be in the group.
Okay, we'll try again. I just tagged Beth, but
Okay.
this is what's it kind of gets in depth a little bit. But he basically said he's using mega open house strategies, and he put a flyer to 500 closest neighbors. But he's also talking about micro targeting, running small 2 to 3 day ads, driving people in here. Now he just and you should read through this because he's just saying like people are just blown away at not being able to avoid his ads. And he says in here, the objective is not to get leads, but to flood the market at the same time they receive your mailer. And that is really the point of what he's doing. And he kind of goes step by step. Notice he's leveraging this letter again, and then he's also just running an ad with a 1 mile radius. So he's really focusing on people that live in that area, because if he's holding an open house, the people in the area are going to be concerned. You might want to change that to a 2 mile. But the interesting thing is he's running multiple ads for 2 and 3 days to get that. So again, I definitely want all of you to start to understand that letter is very valuable, and also that this mastermind group is very valuable. So if you see me, and if you look for Vincent Meza in Lafayette, and I'm the VP of sales here, just add me as a friend. And when I confirm you, just say, hey, can you get me in the mastermind group? And we will get you in the mastermind group. That's the easiest way. There's some other roundabout ways of doing that, but boy, they just seem like a headache to me. The last thing about open house is this sign-in feedback form. And of course, if you type in open house in the mastermind group, you're going to hear people just going bananas about all the leads they're getting. But this form is designed to capture leads for you at the open house. So if you're holding an open house, get the Wi-Fi, you have your laptop there, have an iPad there, and just say, hey, we'd really like your feedback. They give you the feedback. You can see I've got name and email and phone number. You don't have to require a phone number. It says I'm just doing research, or here's my agent. But once they click enter, they get a mobile optimized website of this property with your lead generation links, right? So remember, the lead gen links and your signature and all that come on the bottom of a mobile optimized website. So we've had clients saying, that while they're still at the open house, the people that are getting the leads at the open house from this feedback form then start working with the tools that we send them, which is the mobile optimized website. And they're clicking through and becoming leads in multiple different ways. So it's a great platform. We have a great platform for marketing open houses. I definitely recommend that you use that. Let me just say a couple of other things. Down here it says YouTube listings. Now we are actually auto-uploading to our channel on YouTube. If you want your virtual tours to go up to your YouTube channel, you can set that up on your profile. If you have a Gmail account, that means you have a YouTube account. You may not know that, but if you want, you can actually have our virtual tours go up there, courtesy of you, and it happens automatically. Instagram post, if you're using our stuff on, if you're using our social media auto posting, which we had looked at earlier, this is on Twitter. But if we auto post to your business page and you decide to boost, you can boost that all the way across Facebook and across to Instagram. And I definitely recommend that you do both of those. Let's see here. Now, blog posts, not a lot of you are bloggers. Do you have a list for each step? MJ, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by do I have a list? This is the list. This is the marketing step. So maybe your question is, do I have information on how to use every one of these pages? How to go through all this? Go ahead and put your question in again. Yes. Okay, that's a great question. Where are the instructions to work through this list? Up here on the right, you can see a little light bulb, right? And you'll notice that I have a bunch of tools right here, right? I have a whole list of things that I should do. If I click this light bulb, this takes me to the page with the tutorials, with the video on how to do this. And it covers every one of the things on that page. Now, this little graphic here says click here to access the video here. So if I click this little icon here on the actual video, I can jump to whatever I want to do, right? Maybe it is the sign-in feedback form for open houses. So when I click that,
the open house sign-in form for during the open house. Excellent too.
Right? It's all right there for you. On almost every page of listings to leads, you are going to see a fancy little light bulb like that. And it will have the corresponding tutorial for everything you're looking at on that page. Please note, you can market things as coming soon, and you know as well as I that inventory is tight. If your MLS allows that, I would by all means be marketing as something as coming soon. Just listed, open house, pending, and just sold. You don't have to go through every step at every stage. But I will tell you, Dustin said that he's doing just that. We're auto posting a lot, but definitely use your seller post at every stage. Get the virtual tour in once, and every time you make a change on the system, it will update. If you're going to use the feedback form, well, that really only occurs at the open house. We really see our clients really, in benefiting from using this page here. So maybe you want to use this a little more often. Maybe it's when something is just listed, maybe when it's something in open house. You don't have to necessarily spend for a big, posting and shipping, but you can see how the return is happening. I know Dustin, for that one $650 spend, got 10 listings. And he's making a fair amount on each of those listings. So it's pretty awesome. But if you go through this for most of these things, you're going to get a lot of traction. You're going to get a lot of visibility. How do you add an open house that is not your listing? Great question. So when I go to my listing, we only auto flow the listings that are yours. But if you're going to hold an open house for somebody else, there's a green button here. Log into your own account and click Grab Active Listing. When you click Grab Active Listing, it's going to ask you two questions. What's the zip code and what's the MLS ID? And we will then pull it off of Trulia as long as it's active. And you probably should check this and say it's not your listing, and then we won't put it up on YouTube for you. And then grab it, and we pull in everything with the photographs. And then at that point, just click Edit and put the open house, and then there you go. So if you do have listings though, and these are your listings, make sure that you're taking advantage of the status, because now if you set up your auto posting, you can now say, well, now my home is no longer active. Maybe it's under contract, right? Or it's pending. And once I change it to pending, we'll give it a second. In my email, I'm probably going to get a whole stack of tools. Let's see here. Give me a second, guys. I should get a whole stack of tools saying, hey, you can market this. So we give you a lot of ways to leverage our platform. Give me a second. But the other thing is, once I made that change to pending, in about 2 minutes or less, it's going to be posted as pending all over my social media. That's the auto posting with the landing pages behind it. So I definitely recommend that once you get there, once you get auto posting, just make sure you're taking advantage of the statuses, because you're going to get a huge reach from that. And the last thing, for some reason my mail is not opening. The last thing I would tell you is, let's see if I can get there. That doesn't look right. Let's go look here real quick. For us, we focus on building tools that capture leads. That's what we do. The trick is to get those tools in front of people. And the place where we see that happening the most is Facebook. And you may think it's blown out. You may think it's over. You may think there's people just competing with you all over the place. But every day in our mastermind group, I've got some agent somewhere saying, we just crushed it with your tool, following your instructions. And so the very minimal thing that I would recommend to all of you is that when this gets auto posted to your business page, that at least once a week, you boost it right here. The button is at the bottom, and boost it and say, I want everybody within your choice, 1 mile, 2 miles, 10 miles, to see that I've got an open house this week. That is like the key. It is not just getting it to the business page. That's part of it, but that's not going to completely help you out. All right. Boosting it gets incredible reach, and we have clients getting just a ton of business from that. So I definitely want you to be able to take advantage of that. So that's my recommendation. If you start doing that, running an ad like that once a week, boosting an ad, the next step would be to do a property valuation page. And let me ask you, I know we're kind of hitting the end of the hour here. Have any of you created a home value landing page yet? Property Valuation Plus. If you can give me a yes or no, that would be great. If not, I'm going to just tell you, I've got about 5 to 10 people signing up every day to get this one page. Hey, Carrie, thanks. To get this one page. You put your own background picture in the back. You should have one for Santa Clarita. You should have one for Valencia. You should have one for every city you want to grow your business in. Okay? And that is it. Hey, Charlene, good. You're the one who says yes. That's great. And everybody, I understand you don't have it yet. Let's see if I can do it on the fly real quick. But we are going to start having some half-hour calls going forward. So we're going to cover kind of some things in depth. And one of the things I'm going to definitely want to cover is how you get that landing page in your account. The way you do it, I'm going to just do it real fast. Click on Property Valuation Plus and type in the name of the town you are trying to build your business in, and click Add. Now, when I do that, it should drop me automatically. Let's see if it works right. Kind of having a bad day here. Yeah, it drops me on the page to upload the background image, right? Notice I have a background image of the downtown shopping center in Pleasant Hill. That's good. That's plenty good. You need something like that that doesn't look as generic as a coffee cup and a computer and says that you know Santa Clarita. Maybe it's that, what do you have? You have like Knott's Berry Farm. Can I do a page of Arizona? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do that. Yeah, I would not do that statewide. This page does not work countywide. This page works city by city and even down to the neighborhood, right? We think of Los Angeles. You guys are close to Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles has a lot of neighborhoods, right? I think Compton is one, right? I don't want to be working in Compton, but Beverly Hills is one too. Yeah, do it by city. That's how it works the best. Let's see if I click on advanced options. There's something cool here. Yes. This is the real, we just added this, and I, by all means, want you to make sure and click advanced options on the top, and there should be a button that says follow up new. This is pretty simple. All you have to do is check this box and click save. All right? And what that does is every time you get a lead on that page, on a page like this, we will send them an updated value of their home every month. And as you can see, it kind of says that, you know, there's a wide range of values. If you really need an actual value, what about a 5-minute on-site valuation? And it gives the ability for them to set an appointment with you, right? And then, of course, there's you and your contact info down there. Definitely turn this on. Now, here's another thing, especially if you don't have listings and you want to get just more listings. On this page, you can get buyers here too. There's something that says email and print. Now, you can send this to yourself. You can download it yourself, but I want to look at it right here. This letter is designed for people who might have a listing or who just don't have any business and they're brand new. Notice it says, hello, I hope you had a great December. You can add more language here. You can add it right here, right? You can type in something, just a quick synopsis. You might have that synopsis from the local MLS. You might have that synopsis from the local newspaper, or maybe from just a sales meeting, right, in your office. So I would recommend that you put something like that in there, just a few statements, not a big novel, and then get this in front of people, either in print or in email. If you've got a bunch of people in email, just blast it out. Notice, get your free home value. If I click on that, what happens? My Santa Clarita home value page opens up. I can click on see all homes for sale, which is pointing over to my listing landing page, which has all of my listings, whether I borrowed them or not. They're all going to be right here. And as well as my reviews are going to be on the side, right? And then lastly, my reviews are here, right? So this is kind of a powerhouse, and my favorite lead gen links are here. This is all designed to capture leads for you. It is on the advanced options of all of our property valuation plus pages. It's under email and print. But by all means, turn on follow-up. We're already having people get meetings, consultations for that 5-minute consultation from just turning that on. So guys, that's it for me today. If you have any questions, please ask now. And then if not, I'm going to get this up online and get this over to Beth and Richard ASAP. So just the last reminder, my name is Vincent Meza. You're welcome, Carrie. I would recommend that you connect with me and just say, Vince, I want to get in the mastermind group. It is just by far the easiest way of doing it. Otherwise, there's a button you can click on and it's just, you're welcome, Richard. It's just a bit of a pain. So everybody, have a great day. I'm going to put this out. I'll get this up online and get it to you as soon as possible. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.